This contemptible excuse for an officer will no longer divulge any more information to that rebel, Kyle Katarn.
Katarn will not be as easy to deal with. He is very resourceful. More resourceful, it seems, than even your dark troopers.
I understand the threat, Lord Vader. Katarn was once an impressive Imperial officer, but he was weak and gave up on the struggle for our new order. I wouldn't put much faith in his abilities. Katarn will never come near this ship. My new hire will see to that.
Everyone, and yeah, I'm so sorry for this video. I'm recording in the editor that I'm using right now because I had OBS Studio up, and you know what? I recorded 2 whole hours. Okay, two hours playing this level. All right, and I forgot to check to see if my freaking mic was on. And was it on after 2 hours? No. No, it was not. And the thing with this game is, it's so old, it has to run a DOSBox emulator. Now, Steam is gracious enough to have one built in. That's awesome. Love that. You just buy the game and launch it. I think I mentioned that in one of these recordings, right? Great. Amazing. Awesome. Fun times. Hello, it's Editing Me here again. So, what I was trying to say right here was that there's a bug with the DOSBox emulator that Steam uses. So, every time I try to go back to the home, like my computer home screen, right? It minimizes the DOSBox window. And it's tiny, and it stays minimized, okay? So, because of that bug, I cannot leave the game at all. I cannot hit the start button, or it'll get minimized, and all y'all will be able to see is a teeny tiny little bitty corner, okay? Y'all don't want to see that. Y'all probably want to see the game. I hope. I don't know. Anyway, so, yeah. That's what I was trying to say right here. I just completely forgot to say it. Because, honestly, guys, I probably just need a break. Alright, back to you, regular me. This level was such a pain in my rear end that I am just not going to re-record it. This is another level where I had to look up a guide to figure anything out. So, instead of pure gameplay, I guess what y'all are going to get is a critique of this level, right? So, I've sped up this footage. I got like 20 minutes in this video. Most of it is going to be just sped up gameplay. And then you've got my little commentary right here, right? That's this video. If you're not interested, that's okay. This is Scuffed. This whole playthrough is Scuffed. I'm still learning, you know. I'll get it eventually. So, some of my critiques, alright? There's a weird, wonky-ass fucking elevator system in this thing, where the fucking elevators have to be in a specific position, or you will not be able to complete the level. There is nothing in the level, as far as I could tell, to indicate that this is what you were supposed to do. Other things have some indication. Like in this sped up footage here, you can see that eventually I do figure out that the little circles on the walls resemble targets, and I shoot those. And I'm like, okay, that's so smart. I spent so long figuring that out, too. But there was no way in hell I was going to figure out the stupid elevator thing. Alright? That I had to look up a guide for. And I don't necessarily mind that, but I wish the game was a little bit better at communicating to me, the player, even though I am a dumbass. Y'all already know that from watching my other episodes. I spend too long trying to figure shit out, can't figure it out, look it up on a guide, right? But they needed, just for this level and the sewer level, they needed just a little bit better level design, alright? You gotta make sure the dumbest of the fucking dumb can pick up on it. And the bar is low for me. Alright? Bar's real low. I am really fucking stupid when I'm playing games. So, that's where I'm at with this. This level was fucking dog shit. It was fun. It was fun the whole time. It was really fun trying to figure everything out. That's great. I love that. What I don't love is, again, 0 hints on the elevator thing. Nothing. Nothing to indicate that I would need the elevator at a specific position. Specific positions. Alright? The only hint I suppose I would have gotten is if I could have remembered. If I could have actually remembered that there was a fucking door next to elevator number 1. And that door is what you're supposed to go through when you get the red key card, but I couldn't remember that because I'd already spent like over an hour trying to get everything else done, trying to figure out how to move forward in the game. Alright? So by the time I look up the guide, I'm like, oh yeah, there was a door there. But that's gone. It's left my brain at that point. And in the original commentary, where if I had my mic on, you would have heard me say, this is why people used to take notes for games like this. It's exactly why. Because there's no way people back then even remembered. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they would have had to trial and error the hell out of this. They would have spent hours on end trying to figure this out. And this is probably also why newer games sort of hold our hands a bit more than these old games did. Because people like me exist, and I am as dumb as a sack of fucking rocks sometimes. Not all the time. But for this episode, I definitely was. I mean, you can tell I'm having to record this in the recording software. This is ADR. You know, it's all afterwards, after I already played the game. I'm not going to do it again. I just spent 2 hours on this. I cannot get those 2 hours back. Okay? It was fun. It was good. I had a good time. But all I'm saying is, I'm not doing it again. And I've noticed that quite a lot with this game. I'm not even gonna lie. But it's also just my fault, like I said, for being a little bit dumb. But yeah. So, I guess enjoy the rest of the video. Just fucking Dark Forces at 2 times speed. Actually, it's 5 times speed. My bad. I was trying to think if I had any other criticisms for this game. And really, so far, it is just that the level design is confusing. It's not as straightforward as it could be, and probably should have been. But that's okay, because there's also cool shit. Like, there's tons of secrets you can find, and I love that. And, you know, weapon variety is not amazing or anything, but it looks awesome. And I will keep saying that, probably through this whole playthrough. Game looks amazing. You know, it's great. Also, did you see me there? Did you see that? I just looked up. Nothing in the game to tell me that I can look up. The arrow keys do nothing on their own. Because, I'm actually not sure why. It could be because my keyboard's weird. But I figured out, after a lot of trial and error, I was just hitting buttons on the fucking keyboard. Button combinations, too. Because I remembered, I actually used my brain for a minute. I remembered that my keyboard is weird. So I actually have to hit the function key, and then some other keys, like F1, F2, yada yada yada. So eventually I found out if I hit the function key and the up and down arrow keys, I can look up and down. And that was another thing that I never would have known. And that's something I need to, I mean, that's, again, that's probably not their fault, though, right? I think it's not their fault. I'm really not sure. I'm not sure that there was any indicators that you could look around on a somewhat 3D plane, right? But that means I need to apologize for that one episode where I was so pissed off because it's like, how would anybody know to look down? Because you can't look down. Well, it turns out you can, and I'm just stupid. So, yeah, a lot of this game is just going to be me being a fucking idiot, and whoever's watching this laughing their ass off about it. And that's fine. I don't care. You know, If it makes you laugh, that's a good thing. At that point, we've all won. You know, you watched me be a fucking idiot for a while. You had a good time. I had a good time playing it. I got to make this video, upload it to YouTube. You know, overall, good time. Overall, fun game. Yeah, nothing else to say. Enjoy it, I guess. Goodbye, everybody. you